On this day 94 years ago, there was no news to report. On April 18, 1930, the BBC announced that there was no news today during its 8:45 p.m. evening news bulletin before playing piano music for the rest of the 15-minute segment. After the piano music, listeners were sent to a performance of the Wagner opera Parsifal, which was broadcast from the Queen's Hall. For context, this is how people got their news in 1930, huddled around a radio. At the time, the BBC relied on raw material from routers and official government announcements. They would then select and edit the stories that they would present to their audience. Announcers were anonymous. To the public, they were just a voice on the radio. But behind the scenes, they were wearing dinner jackets, even though they wouldn't be viewed by their audience. Wearing dinner jackets was out of respect for the drama and music performers. Before the days of television, the public relied on live shows for their entertainment, and the performers were required to dress up for their shows. Interestingly, there was plenty of things that they could have reported on that day, including a fire and an automobile accident. And remember, at the time, automobiles were still pretty new. Also, this is just a photo of a 1930s car. This isn't the person that was in the accident or anything. However, these events were not deemed newsworthy. The BBC became a public corporation in 1927 and wanted to serve the public through quality stories over quantity. They had a very high standard for the news stories that they covered, and they valued objectivity while rejecting sensationalism. Obviously, things are very different almost 100 years later, as we are now trapped in the 24-hour news cycle. So what do you think about there being no news on that spring day in 1930? I'd love to hear your thoughts.